All right, okay. Sinking sound. That was really loud. It is a Monday, and I took a 2-hour nap and woke up at 2. I haven't done laundry, haven't cleaned my sink, haven't done any of the reading that I have to do. There are lots of things that would make me feel upset a year ago if I was this behind on my day, but I don't, because I feel better about myself in general. I feel happier in general today than I did a year ago. And the reason is, a year ago, I started taking antidepressants. And I promised myself a year ago that if these worked, and if they made me feel really good, and if they did what I hoped they would do and supplement therapy the way I hoped it would, that I would make a video and not be ashamed about saying, I'm on antidepressants, they were a great thing for me, maybe they can be a great thing for you. So that's today. If you want to know the particulars, I take 50 milligrams of Zoloft and 150 milligrams of Wellbutrin every day, and I organize it with my $3 CVS pill box. And that, combined with weekly therapy every week, has been like a great united front against depression. But I specifically want to talk about why I started taking antidepressants, like, in detail. It was the middle of the summer, and there was an incident in my life that made me be like, why am I so sad? I would like to be less sad. And that was getting dumped by a go-go dancer. Laugh if you must. It really broke my heart. And it sucked because it was like not a long relationship, so my friends didn't understand why I was so sad. But I thought it was clear he was really into me and I was really into him. And then he just ghosted and disappeared, which sucked. But the dive into sadness after that was just so shocking. It really threw me. The depression started spreading into every other area of my life, and then I was crying every night again, and I was just like, God, I was doing so good. I've been doing so good in therapy. What is happening? I knew I should be thinking, this guy is flaky. This guy is not communicative. Why would I want to be in a relationship with this guy anyway? But I couldn't think those thoughts because I felt so sad. I felt like I was going through withdrawal. It was like my brain had been flooded with dopamine, or I'm not sure what exactly, but the feel-good hormones. And then he disappeared, and my ability to get that fix was just gone, and I just crashed, and I was real depressed, and even more depressed because my friends could not understand why I was so depressed, so I felt utterly alone. So what happened then was my mom and I went to visit my grandparents. I couldn't sleep, and I went to the living room so as not to wake my mom, and just cried and sobbed, and I couldn't believe how sad I was after how much progress in therapy I'd made, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I want to try antidepressants. I'd considered taking antidepressants several times, but that first therapist I had didn't really like the idea of antidepressants, which is why I stopped seeing her and started seeing a different therapist, which is something you can totally do. So the next morning I made a decision to talk to my mom about it, and just started sobbing, and I told her the whole story, and I was like, I just don't want to feel this way anymore. I'm working so hard not to be depressed. Why does it always come back to this? I just feel for myself a year ago and wish I had known a little earlier that it's okay. It's okay to take antidepressants, which is what my mom told me. And my mom even called my childhood doctor, and that doctor was like, Linda, I'm so glad you're opening up about this. And she was just remember, taking antidepressants does not mean there's anything wrong with you. It is not a sign of weakness, and it is not a sign that you failed. Just like people wear glasses because they can't naturally focus. I have perfect vision. A very good friend of mine does not. He has a horrible vision. So he has glasses, and that's okay. It's okay to get help, and it's okay to use resources. My friend could try with everything he has to not see things really blurry, but you're not going to change the cellular makeup of your eyeball, and you're not going to change the cellular makeup of your brain just because you really want to. And I'm so much happier on antidepressants because I accepted that, and I stopped beating myself up for not being perfect. And that doctor also said, therapy is so good and helps people so much, and prescription medication is so good and helps people so much, but the two together to combat depression works the best, hands down. This video is probably gonna get comments if you just tried a little harder, it's so bad that Westerners depend so much on medication. It's you know what? I'm learning to trust my own judgment for myself, and this is one of those things where it's like people are 100% never going to agree with me on this, and that's okay. Because I'm making this decision for me and it feels really good, and that's enough. And like, by the way, I can like date like a normal person now. I remember telling my mom, I feel like I date like a dopamine addict or like a happy hormone addict. I'm just looking for guys to give me that fix. I hook up with guys before I want to, really, because I want that like flood of hormonal high. And I've been able to have like much more meaningful connections when I date now. Like, I'm able to date a person who is someone I would actually just become really good friends with. And it's not just this need for like a thrill of the week. I don't think I could ever go back to dating like the go-go dancers. I just couldn't, because I don't have that like brain need anymore. I'm like taken care of. It's so nice. So I'm officially endorsing antidepressants. It did wonders for me. So if you especially come from a family that is not supportive of antidepressants, or are in a community that just thinks you're weak if you take drugs, I want you to have this perspective and know that like you can email me. I will try to email you back if I have time, but like I'm here for you and I support you. And if you even just want to tell, I'm starting to tear up because it was like such a hard time in my life, and like I feel so much better now. The image that made me cry was like someone who felt really alone, who felt like I did like a little over a year ago, and mostly just wanted someone to say like, it's okay to get help. It's okay if someone doesn't agree with what you want to do or think is best. So, whew, I like cried in the last video too, and like didn't expect to. I might just be reaching that stage where I cry more, and like I'm sure the next Hallmark commercial, I'm just gonna be like, baby, I'm so happy. Whew. On that note, I want to link you to a video Akana made about her experience with antidepressants. I think it's beautiful. I just love what she said about how for her antidepressants raised the floor of depression. And Charlie McDonnell also made a video about depression and anxiety and resources you can take advantage of that I thought was really heartfelt and made me really happy. So, if you have video about antidepressants or about depression or something, feel free to link it below. It's just really nice to hear other people's stories and feel like you're not alone. So, it was like cathartic. I was like, I'm gonna like go get a lot of work done now. Nothing like a good cry. Okay, I'm gonna go. It's gonna be great. I'll talk to you soon and have a great day. Okay, bye.